stranger, somebody nobody knows.
Right, right. And then this is featured parking and stuff like that. So they have the license plates of all the vehicles that exited that night.
Right.
So you can look that up. So I'm very sure the detectives are working on that as we speak. But that's what I'm saying. The video obviously has been edited, because if you look at some of the things, you'll see like shadows on the wall and the picture's moving. That tells you that the video has been edited.
Edited or doctored?
Doctored, edited, same thing. So there's so based on that timeline, that's 5 minutes from. But I'm gonna give them a half an hour timeline, and that half an hour timeline to go from functioning to pissy drunk,
right,
and stumbling, and to me she wasn't even drunk. It looked like she was under the influence of some kind of narcotic or something going on.
Right.
And the person that we see in the video, to me, is not the same person that is known as Kenneka Jenkins.
I mean, again, if we're going to go with, the conspiracies that are out there, I mean, it kind of makes sense. If you do look at the videos and you look at her, the pictures of her actually, they don't look like the same person at all. They got the same clothes on, but the person that's stumbling around in the video, she's at least, I would say, 20 pounds heavier.
25 pounds heavier.
Yeah, than the actual picture of Kenneka. So
Right. I mean, they have the same clothes on. And notice in the video, you don't really see her face.
Right. And the hair looks a little different, so...
Right, and, she had bone straight hair. But there's a video of Kenneka and her friends coming into the hotel, and we're going to show that right now. And you see her and her friends walking in, and so the clothes and everything matches, but that girl seems a little bit smaller than what we've seen stumbling around.
Yeah, so something's definitely very fishy,
And like I said, not just that fishy. The security guard is missing. The manager, we haven't heard any quotes from the manager. Remember this, people. In that area of Rosemont, there has been incidents of human harvesting.
Oh.
And we've talked about that in the last show. The owner of this particular property, his other properties is where these incidents of human harvesting was happening. So that's a theory that's been thrown out there on the web, and you guys might want to investigate that. I'm not saying anything or this, that, but what is the thing? Why would you freeze somebody? Why would you freeze anything?
To preserve it.
To preserve it until you can get to it at a later time.
I mean, yeah, and you've heard those theories out there that perhaps her organs were harvesting, meaning that they steal the organs of people, as Donovan outlined before, steal the organs of people who may not be missed, or people are not going to make a big stink about, such as black people. And so what they do is they take the organs and they sell them to the affluent, the rich, people who need an organ and who don't necessarily want to wait for the organ donor list, the legal way. So I've heard that, and at first I thought, that's kind of silly. But then once you say that his properties have been involved in that type of activity before, okay.
Right, and I'm not indicting the owner because we said his property, so whoever he's renting to was responsible for what was going on.
They're snatching out people's organs.
But that is a plausible thing, because in the 90s, you could go to Mexico and people were like, their appendix were missing, and they, surgery had been done on them, and they had got roofied or whatever, and so it's possible. So I'm telling you guys, okay, I don't know a lot about women. I really don't.
Yeah, right.
But what I do know about women is you guys travel in packs.
We do.
And I'm not saying that her friends are guilty of anything, but I'm saying is it's very suspicious in how you're going to let your best friend for life, three or four of you are going to go up to get her stuff and leave somebody in that condition in the lobby, and they won't show us the video of her in the lobby.
Well, like you said, too, I mean, if Kenneka was drunk to that degree, as the video alludes to, it just doesn't seem right, or even make sense that, let's say she had 3 friends with her, they all say, oh gosh, bet you by golly wow, she forgot her purse and her keys, so let's all 3 of us go get the purse, and we're going to leave her drunk as a skunk right here, she'll be fine. I mean, what sense does that make that all of you go get the purse?
Yeah, and and another thing is, if you looked at the video with Irene, her friend Irene, who's an employee of the hotel who should not have been able to rent that room, but we know that's another issue that's going to be going on and it's going to come up later. Another issue with, Irene doing that is she was broadcasting on Snapchat Live, oh, we're in this room and whatever the deal is. Now, you don't know what kind of fool is going to be watching that and saying, hey, oh man, let me go over here and go get some pussy, and oh, there's some young girls up there.
Right.
Oh, we just give them a roofie. These girls aren't experienced.
Let's also
you don't know who's coming to the party.
But let's take into account, I'm not saying this is an excuse or whatever, but let's take into account that these girls are roughly 19, give or take. Sure. So, there's not a whole lot of wisdom there.
Right, and experience.
On top of their drinking and inebriated, drunk, or, high, whatever, because they were smoking weed. So there's not a lot of wisdom or experience there. So they tend to do what
right. But let me ask you this.
Do.
You were 19 4 years ago. So,
yes.
So when you went in the Packer groups, now I know how y'all run. Not everybody's going to carry a purse. You always have that one girl that carried all the purses to put the cell phone and the keys in.
Right, girl, you carry your purse. You can't put my keys in my lipstick.
Right. So you could be free and do what you got to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say there's 4 of you.
Mm-hmm.
Now I happen to know as a man, one of you guys is not drinking. One of you guys is
and that was
riding
normally
shotgun.
Me because we're not tearing up my car.
Right. I mean, that's just common sense wisdom. Yeah. Like, okay, girl, we all gonna go out, but this time it's your time. Remember, I did it last time. So this time, you get to watch shotgun, and we gonna turn up and do what we gotta do. Now that's what women do.
Correct.
In general, so you're looking out for each other, whatever the deal is. Especially if you ain't got that guy like me there. Oh, my homie Donovan's gonna look out because he's gay or whatever. He's
not that you're gay.
Not that I'm gay.
Donovan's not gay.
But I do have women around me like a gay man. Woo! Beautiful women around me. Like I said, we do this show and stuff like that. So I want to say hi to Al.
Hey, baby.
Me and D have been together for 30 years, and this dude comes out of nowhere and snatches her up. But anyway,
dynamic guy. What can I say?
Hey, and I'm very happy that you're happy with him and all those kids that he's bringing.
That's all right. That's okay.
Why can't I get a girl like that?
You better be happy I can't have no more.
Right. There you go. But a big shout out to Al. Like I say, he's a really, really good guy. But the mom.
Okay.
Let's talk about the mom. For those of you guys that don't know, her mom, I would not want to be in her shoes for anything in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to shade the mom or anything like that, but I really do think the mom is doing a little bit too much right now. And she's not concentrating on handling the business of mourning her daughter.
So what do you mean by too much?
What I mean by too much is it's great to be supportive of what everybody's supporting you, but she needs to really concentrate on burying her daughter and getting the answers and leading the people, especially people like us, to getting the answers for her and what she wants. I think it's a little too much that she's on Facebook, like, highlight, she's addicted to the 15 minutes of fame.
And I can see why you would say that. And this is an angle that I didn't really look at until right at this moment. Maybe that's her way of grieving.
Could be.
Because, a lot of times people, when they have just lost someone, just for me, I think if it was just, I'm speaking for me, if that was me, I would be heavily sedated, probably in a mental ward somewhere, and they would say, Miss Coulter cannot speak to you guys because she just can't.
Yeah, she can't right now.
However, we do know that there's a lot of people who grieve by staying busy.
Right.
Because you want to stave off, that's painful.
Well, you know what? You bring up a good point, because there is a show that showed exactly what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Go to Good Times, season 5.
You sound just like Al.
Yeah, season 5. The very first episode, James and the family were going to move to Mississippi. And then James gets killed.
They told Bookman off and everything.
Yeah, they told Bookman off. They were out of there. You know, they were like burning their bridges. They were out of there. James gets killed. She gets the news he gets killed. Florida doesn't react other than, shock.
Right, she's going in the kitchen.
And then as the wake is happening and people are coming by, she's laughing and, hey, yeah, James, that's what he always did. Yes, yes, yes. And the kids are upset because mom's not upset.
Right.
And, Mama, don't you care? It's our father. Whatever.
Right.
That's my dad. Why y'all laughing? Everybody laughing, the grown folks. And then as everybody's gone and Florida's cleaning up, she breaks the damn
casserole.
Yeah, no, it was the punch bowl.
Oh yeah.
She breaks the punch bowl. Damn. And she was really hurt.
Damn, that was believable, Donna.
Hey, I used to be a thespian. I'm telling you, Denzel ain't got nothing on me. Give me a chance, Hollywood. But you bring up a good point because everybody grieves differently, and then she was hurt after it was all said. Then she took care of her business, and then her strength.
Because I honestly think that. I mean, like I said, everybody parents their own different way and stuff, and and I think that's probably for her. I don't know the lady, but I would just assume that's her way of,
dealing with it.
Yeah, because that's painful to have to sit. And like a perfect example, I lost my mom last November.
I was hurt.
I didn't cry. I cried a little bit when she first passed, but I didn't cry at the funeral. I didn't even really cry shortly after, but as I got home and all the
started coming in, reality.
I wasn't around my siblings and everything was just, I was by myself. Then it hit me like a ton of bricks, and it did for a while. But then people were like, "Oh, you're strong. You're really strong." Yeah, I'm strong. But then it does hit you because now everybody's gone home. The excitement is not the excitement like whoopee, but the hustle and bustle of dealing
everything you got to do with it. Yeah.
And so here I am with the knowledge
and you're thinking about
of my mom being gone. So it's like bam.
And that you could never talk to her.
Right. So I'm imagining that's probably what's going to happen to her.
Right. But like I said, I'm not that what I'm saying is I wish she would lead us a little bit more and be more forceful in trying to get these answers.
I just think, honestly, and I hear what you're saying. I just think she's probably just a little confused because as she did say, she thought the activist was on her side. Right. But then she did say, make sure you do your homework and not trust everybody. And she specifically said activists because you do have these people who want to, they're like ambulance chasers. These activists a lot of times. They just want to get paid. Right. They, okay, girl, I got your back. Let me go on out
Al Sharpton, I'm here for the problem. Give me a check. He goes away.
Right. And then they oftentimes mislead the person. And because, when you're grieving and you lost a child. Yeah. See, like you can lose a parent. Yeah. But you lose your child. That's a whole different just entity. So I would imagine she doesn't have the Werenthal to just ascertain everything. She's thinking, okay, you sound like you're making sense. Okay, to go ahead and do. Yeah. And then it comes out that it's not.
And then when you come from a community that's been preyed upon and ignorance is bliss, I could see that happening. But for those of you guys that want to help her and contribute, maybe say some good words or even contribute to helping her bury her child, it's on Facebook. Teresa the Hot Chick Martin is the page. You'll see her thing there. You'll see everything that you need to see. There's links to her GoFundMe page, which brings me into another aspect, and I'm not making excuses. When you don't know better, you don't do better. You're in an ignorance is bliss type situation. $1 a month can get you $10,000 in insurance. I know we love our children, but if you're in an environment where violence is prevalent, please put insurance on your kids. Put the cigarettes down for one day, or the Starbucks coffee, or the 40 ounce, just for one day, and take $1, $3, and put some insurance on your child in case something happens. Especially Ray Ray and Pookie that you keep bailing out of jail. It's just a matter of time.
Well, and again, I know that you're not doing this as an indictment on anybody. Unfortunately, it sounds like she does not have insurance on her baby. Yeah. So therefore, she needs to have a GoFundMe, which kind of brings us to the point that you were trying to make. GoFundMe has become the life insurance policy, the new life insurance policy. Community. Right, when you don't do as you say, just be, and I don't want to call it irresponsible because I don't know what her financial situation was.
$1 for $10,000, that's
and I used to sell life insurance, so I think I'm pretty much an authority on it. Mm-hmm. I've spoken to quite a few people in various communities to where they thought that life insurance wasn't important because,
I'm gonna live forever.
Live forever. I can't afford it, or I'm not going to leave her rich so Sancho can come in here and live up in my house. I've heard it all.
Right. Speaking of which, when you bring that example of Sancho come living in the house, Miss Martin has been with her boyfriend or her man for a while now, and on her page you're going to see that she mentions that she is in a relationship, and she just announced that. Now, my question, and again, I don't know what her situation if she's not. I know she's grieving and maybe not paying attention, but isn't it kind of suspect that this guy wants to make the relationship official now that the money's getting ready to come down?
Who's to say that it wasn't official already? And okay, let's, in all fairness, too, with Miss Teresa Hot Chick Martin. That is her Facebook name, so it's not like...
You saw it. I showed it to you.
Yeah, I was in disbelief, but you did show it to me. So it sounds like that up until about yesterday or so, she didn't have a Facebook page.
Right.
And so she made one because...
Well, no. She's had a Facebook page since 2009.
Really?
Yes, since 2009.
Oh, because I heard her say that there's all
No,
these
she was going to make a GoFundMe funding page.
That's what it was. Because
right.
she's saying there's a whole bunch of gold. Because
yeah.
You're right. Because I did hear her say, and I'm going to be at such and such spot
right.
this day if you
want to
bring
me
the money to
bring
me.
Me the money to
Got it. Okay. Right. Well, I mean, okay, you think of, because I like to play devil's advocate.
Yes, you do. Damn it.
Okay, so let's just say she's had this page since 2009. I've had my page since 2009. Okay, so
I don't see Al all up on your page and you in a relationship. I don't see all
yes,
that on
you
there.
do. Okay, so all right, so now she's got this unfortunate newfound fame. Unfortunate because
and a liability lawsuit coming down
right.
the pipe.
Okay, but then now, so I doubt as up until a week ago when her daughter died that she had over 100,000 followers.
No, she didn't.
So now she's got 100,000 followers. There's a lot of sadistic ass dudes out there. Maybe her inbox is blowing up. Hey girl, I'm gonna be here for you.
No,
this, that, and the other.
That's
so
true.
maybe she just felt the need to say, okay, I'm not single. By putting that on there, that puts people on notice.
Right, but why do that at this particular time?
Well, because maybe there's a lot of vultures out there, as you said, if in your theory, that her boyfriend is now going to stick around because she's going to be getting this payday. Who's to say that there's some other cats out there who are like, shoot.
All right, the truth is I was trying to get,
Yeah, let's be honest.
Yeah,
tell the truth, save the devil.
Yeah, because she's only like 35 years old. 35.
Yeah, I mean, there's, I don't know if that really is either here or there in the larger scheme of things. At the end of the day, this woman's daughters.
Yeah, I'm just saying, with all that's going on with her, did she really have to announce that right now? But that's her prerogative.
Yeah, I mean,
and also, I mean, God bless this woman because she also just recently had a double mastectomy.
Jesus.
And a cancer survivor, so
yeah, just
So it's been hitting her pretty hard.
Right. I mean, this golly, I wouldn't.
And that's why we need to get justice for this woman. And
right.
I applaud those out there that are scrutinizing the videos and and what's being put out there as a narrative, because we're showing you. I don't understand. You got this video. Give us the whole raw video. Why are we getting snippets?
Well, again, being a conspiracy theorist as well, because that's what we are. There's probably snippets because the whole video tells the truth that whoever may not want to be out there. They may not want the truth out there because obviously the truth is going to probably be incriminating to somebody. All
I'm saying is that to me, the only parts of the video to me that matter are the freezer part and the 9th floor videos. Because isn't it strange, 2, 3 in the morning, supposedly, this girl's walking around and there's not a soul, but yet there's been a party going on.
And this sounds like a pretty affluent hotel in that area, so yeah, it's kind of weird.
There's nobody else going on. There's no lobby.
Too is 2, 3 in the morning. How many people really are walking around? But I mean, the videos did seem kind of quiet. Like there's nobody nowhere, or even let's just say Mr. Smith was going to the ice machine or whatever, going to the lobby for whatever reason. It does seem odd that no witnesses have come forward and saying we saw her.
Right. Well, we don't know
that makes sense because I did see her stumbling.
Well, we don't know that yet because the detectives are still doing their investigation. It's open investigation. So
but come on, we live in a day and age of social media where everybody's trying to get the 5, even if it's 5 minutes, 15 minutes of fame, and saying, well, is I live? Okay, I was there the night in question, and I did see her and her friends, and they passed by me. Matter of fact, I was in the room next to him, and
I was in the bathroom with Kenneka, and she was fine.
Something. Right. So we know that there's always a witness.
Yes.
To the most part.
And for Black Hole, we can't keep no secrets like that. I mean, but
and as we've seen, all the live videos that's come out of people trying to be on the scene, everybody's trying to be seen. You know,
Yeah.
they're trying to get the scoop and be the, you know, and that's what I told you, you know, because we talked about this, and I advise you a lot on different things.
Yes.
And I just want
your delivery sucks.
No, but I just wanted, because I know you do a good job at presenting facts in everything that you do. But there's so many people with all these videos. They're so quick to report what they heard, and it end up being lies instead of waiting for the facts.
Like Jim Brown.
Andrew Holmes.
Yeah.
aka Andrew Holmes. So that's kind of why there's, I think, so much confusion, because everybody's like, okay, this is what I heard. Yeah. Okay, let me. Is I live?
Yeah, let's wait for the facts to come out. But like I said, them putting that, if you're not going to put that part of the video out, where the freezer part is, every else thing does not matter. We wanted to see if this woman wasn't assaulted, fine. Show us the video of her locking herself into a freezer and lying down. Now, you've been drunk on several occasions. No. Not several occasions, but I'm very sure you've been around people who've been like that.
I have been around people who've been drunk.
The way that girl was, she was acting, whoever that actress was.
The actress you're talking about in the video.
In the
you don't believe that was her.
Yeah, I don't believe that was her. But still, if you're stumbling around like that, obviously you're not heated enough to where you want to lay down. So she went to that one door and she comes back out. So if you go into a freezer and there's nothing there, why didn't she come right back out? She just automatically decided,
this is the spot.
This is the spot. I'm laying down here. But you were sitting. You were sitting.
No bed in here.
Right.
No nothing.
You were sitting in the lobby where there's a breeze.
Right.
You couldn't stay there. You're going to go to an unoccupied part of the hotel. No cameras, or the cameras there isn't operating, and you're going to go into a freezer that is hard to get into. Because supposedly you went to the first freezer, which you can't lock yourself into. Then you went to a second freezer.
Right.
And you decided to lie down there.
And you know, I don't know the whole blueprint of the hotel, but I just envision that if you're walking to a freezer in a hotel that a kitchen that's happened to be being renovated, I just envision you walking all the way from the 9th floor. Somehow you shimmy through the hotel to get to the kitchen, and the kitchen and the freezer is like way off,
right,
in the back. In the corner. To me, that seems like it just takes a lot of effort to get there.
And that's what they're saying.
And I don't know. It sounds like to me also, if a kitchen is being renovated, maybe there's some tools, there's some plastic, there's something.
Right. And if you there's another 10-second video where they're actually showing Kenneka coming through. It's a big kitchen because it's a restaurant. This is a restaurant area that they're renovating.
At a big old hotel.
Right, at a big old hotel. Right. So there's a video where she's walking straight through. It's only 10 seconds, and you can see her just going through. And again, that video, even though it's a straight-on level shot, it doesn't look like Kenneka to me. That girl who's in that video is thick as hell, and she might be related to you guys.
Really?
Them thick girls, you know. So I love them thick, me. But you know, that wasn't the girl. I don't think it's the girl.
I mean, it does look kind of off.
Yeah.
The two images of the Kenneka in the picture and the girl, and then too, as we talked about before, video sometimes does put extra pounds on a witness, because listen. Yeah. Don't get confused by this image that you're seeing right here.
Right, because the funny thing is people will see me. People will see me out there and they go, "Oh wow, you're a lot skinnier than when I saw you in the video."
I get that a lot too.
Yeah, all the time. I mean, golly, you're only 24 years old, so
you know.
But I mean, there's a lot of questions that for them to put that out there. And again, people, this is not rocket science. Just use your basic common sense.
Right.
And that is the best censor to go with.
And I would like to say this too, not saying that black people don't have common sense, because we know how to, figure some stuff out. We really do.
Damn right, because those guys that were looting, boy, they had that shit down to a science.
But I just think too that the powers that be, along with this activist and the hotel, whatever the case is, just like, you know what, we'll just throw those Negroes a bone. Tell them you saw the tape. They'll believe you because you just kind of been amongst them, helping, being an activist. Just tell them you saw the doggone tape, you saw the girl, nobody did anything to her. The end, those Negroes will believe it, and they'll go home. Right.
And again, why did it take almost a week for the tape to be released? Because they were editing it.
Okay, and I believe that they were editing it on top of, they never intended on releasing it, because they never intended on the publicity and the magnitude that people unified
right.
against them. They never anticipated that.
Yeah.
They just thought it was going to be business as usual. Look, we don't listen. We're not showing you the tape.
Right.
Go home.
The mother couldn't see it. I mean, all of a sudden they're going to give out snippets. And even until this day, I think yesterday, she was with her lawyers, and they were still saying that they have not seen the part of the video where she goes into the freezer.
But the activist has. And he's telling everybody, listen, you guys, trust me, I've seen it.
See, what I think Jim Brown is seeing is what we saw. The implication of her going into the freezer. Not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just implying that, like, well, I saw, he's...
Like we said, too, before, is that appeal to authority. He's the authority. He's the known activist. If he said it, it must be true. Right. So we're not going to question him because who are we?
But it backfired. And so people are like, wait a minute, that's not...
It did backfire.
Because that's the first thing when I started looking at the video and I got the link to it, I said, okay, well, this isn't showing me her going into the freezer.
But remember, before they showed the tape, he was saying that he saw the tape before they even released it, and then that kind of backfired too. Right. When the other activist was like, "Oh, he lied to me," and I just went off of what he said, and so because once the activist said he saw the tape, then it went out there, and everybody's like, "Well, they saw there's a tape. They saw her on it."
Right, and then for them to put that KennekaJenkins walking into the freezer, which was a narrative that the police put out. They said this is the tape, and you looked at it. That's not her going. That's implied going into the freezer.
Right.
So, I don't know. I'm not an expert, and I'm not a law enforcement official, but I am an educated man. Implying and facts are two different things.
I just feel like this. You don't have to be educated or even necessarily... there's some aspects you need to be trained as being a detective. But to me, if you just keep asking questions and you ask the right questions, eventually you're going to get closer to... You're going to get closer to the answer.
Yeah, like I said, this isn't rocket science. Just basic questions. And does it sound plausible to you?
Right.
A drunk person who's stammering all over the place is going to go to a super big meat locker, freezer, that can't be locked from the inside, somehow manhandle that thing and get it guided and moving, closes herself in, goes into another freezer, and decides to lay down there.
And as you said before, a lot of times, we're thinking you're talking about that freezer that you got there in the corner. There's some little thing that you put in a couple ham hocks.
Because you always have these people, I've been in a freezer, you can lock yourself in there.
Right.
No, not this.
We're talking about probably
industrial.
It's probably half as big as the studio.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
Right.
we're not talking about
you're walking where
small.
You could bring in big old pallets of stuff and keep it open and stock your...
Exactly. So that's a pretty big freezer.
It's a big freezer.
Right.
This ain't nothing to jimmy with, It's just, and the safety features are put into this big type of freezer so that it doesn't close in on people because the door is heavy. And you got to use a little oomph into it.
Because, we've heard back in the past of people getting locked in freezers. It's like, oh my God, 3 people froze to death in there because, blah, 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 they couldn't get out.
Right.
So...
Right.
Like you said, they've made it because it's a safety feature.
It's a safety feature.
Just like being locked in the trunk back in the day. You locked in the trunk, you're locked in the trunk. But now you're like, shit, let me pull this lever and get up out of here.
But in that one there, the safety feature is once that door is open, it cannot be closed from the inside. Somebody on the outside has to close it.
Right.
So if your friend's playing a joke on you and you're running around with this thing, and that's why they have a camera there so that they can see who was the last person to close that refrigerator.
Right.
That's why they have it. But again, it was inoperative. They don't know if she was frozen. They don't know anything. It was not an airtight freezer, so she could have survived if she hadn't.
And I keep hearing this thing. I don't know if you heard anything about it. Her hair was wet.
Right, but that could be from sweating inside the box if it wasn't on.
Because I've heard people say, "Oh, because when she thawed out," but it's like, how would your hair be wet? I don't know.
Yeah. But then they also say that in the video her hair is bone straight, but her sister and mother are saying her hair was messed up when they saw her. When they saw her, like she had been in a struggle.
Right.
Like I said, the whole key is that video of the freezer. Take it from there. Everything else, we don't know if she started from the 9th floor or did she start from the lobby, because if her friends. The video of the lobby of her friends,
right?
If they could show that video, that would show maybe she started in the lobby and went to the kitchen, then went upstairs, and then was brought back.
And as I said to you earlier too, just from a hotel's point of view, from a public relations point of view, even you want to exonerate yourself quickly of wrongdoing, and so why not show the video? You know what? Here's a video of Kenneka leaving a hotel, or Here is a video saying that she went in there and pulled. You said it's impossible, but I'm just saying, per what they're saying.
But let's say it is.
Pulled the freezer closed on herself. Right. We had nothing to do with that. Yes, we are liable.
Yes, because we didn't secure the area.
Right. You know, so we'll take the heat on that. But as far as
murder and doing something to her, no, we're not taking that.
Right. So.
And I honestly believe that's going to show you her killer, because you have to go through that freezer to get to where she was at.
Right.
In the other thing, and if that camera is not working, there's something.
So basically, here before we go, we're concluding that she didn't kill herself.
I don't believe she did.
Okay.
I do not believe she did.
I have to go with you on that.
And if she was drugged, she was drugged from back in that room. And them nigglets that were in that room, if there was gang, like I said, you're broadcasting a party, you don't know who's coming to the party, you don't know what's going on. You women and young girls out there, heed this warning, because I'm tired of these stories where these girls, yeah, you guys are fine, got the halter tops on, you look good and everything like that. But let me tell you something. There are things out here that want to take your life, and there are people out here that don't give a damn about you. They just want to use you up and throw you away.
That's a good word. Good advice.
You know, so this has been the Donovan Saadiq Show. Controversial culture. Controversial culture. As more come up to this story, we're gonna bring it out. As new video comes up, we're gonna show it. Please, you guys, tell us your opinions. Let us know what's happening. We're gonna stay on top of this show, as well as local news in the Inland Empire and what's going on. I'm Donovan Saadiq. This is D Culture, and D, you want to say goodbye to Al?
Bye, Al. Bye, baby.
But D, that was really. Thank you for your insight on that. Because,
absolutely, my pleasure.
You know, me being a man, if I came out here, oh, he's women bashing. No, I don't want to do all that. But no, it's a serious thing. And please go to Teresa the Hot Chick Martin's page, and if you want to donate, please feel free to do so and help this mother get closure. Donovan Saadiq, D Culture. We'll see you guys again next week.
Peace.